Good evening, everyone.
That's a strong opening.
Yeah, it was better than your one last week. Yeah, good evening, everyone, as you'll probably see.
Oh, God, yeah.
We've got a little guest in our show today.
Yeah, it's our first guest.
First
ever
guest.
guest.
She's always really positive. Don't have much to say for herself.
When she nearly took my son's nose off.
That was mentioned on one of the earlier ones, if you want to tune in on that one. It was really exciting stuff from Matty.
I'll tell you what, she could have been on episode 1, but it's taken a long time for me to
plug up the courage, really, to have her on here. And the confidence.
Well, it wasn't that, it was more that I just didn't like her.
No. I mean, it's funny that looking at you both now.
Yeah, well, you know, you can build on a relationship.
Yeah, you can.
To be fair,
you know.
Yeah.
She loves you, really. But yeah, so this is our first guest, Phoebe, Phoebes, whatever you want to call her. So she's looking forward to being on. Probably have a few things to say later on, but at the moment she's pretty chilled. So yeah. let's see how it goes.
Hopefully you won't start necking on with her like you normally do behind the camera.
No, well, I might do a little bit. You know, it's been a while for her and me.
Hello, welcome to episode 4.
Ooh, episode 4.
I know, we're getting there, aren't we?
Come on.
We're nearly the big 5.
We are, yeah. We're getting to Christmas soon. Are we going to do a Christmas one? I was just
Christmas
thinking this.
special.
Can we dress up for it?
Shall we?
Yeah, I think we should.
You can
Phoebe's got a little pudding outfit. She won't be on it again, will she?
She won't. I mean, it's only really by circumstance that she's here tonight.
It is.
Because, you know, I wouldn't allow it normally.
No, you wouldn't.
So, I suppose episode 1, 2 and 3, we're heading for the 500 views mark.
Yeah,
we're very close actually, thinking about it.
You're more a figures man, aren't you? You know, don't you? I do.
Yeah. In fact, we've hit the 500 views mark.
Yeah,
we've hit the 500 views mark. So, so thank you to everyone that has watched so far. I hope that people have taken something really from it. Yeah,
like I mean, said, a little bit of inspiration, or again, just laughing at us.
Well, that's what it's about, isn't it?
Hopefully, laughing with us.
Yeah. After last week, again, as normal, we get amazing messages and feedback and thank yous, and you know, maybe you should talk about this subject. So we've got a couple of topics to talk about that we don't really like. We were predicted we were going to get hit with like subjects that we weren't massively like au fait on, or didn't have examples of, or we're not knowledgeable about it.
No,
but this is the point. We just sit and talk about stuff. And you know, any point of view is going to be positive.
It is, yeah. I'm trying to. What did you speak about last week?
I haven't slept since then.
That's episode 2. What was that last week?
That was episode 2. Yeah.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Listen, this is a professional setup.
Yeah, it is. I was just trying to gauge what we did last week. I honestly can't remember.
Some people will be screaming now.
Yeah, they will. Yeah.
Sorry. Episode 4. So what we're going to talk about. So these topics that we're going to talk about this week. The first one is random acts of kindness and the subsequent paying it forward. Now we're laughing because we don't discuss things before we video, like before we press record. And but when I said to Mike earlier, these are the subjects that we're going to do, he was like, I'm not a nice person.
I mean, it's awful that I actually had to like rack my brain, really think to myself, when was the last thing I've ever done? An act of kindness.
Like just a random act of kindness. And the subsequent paying it forward, which it wasn't a term that I was aware of until one of our viewers mentioned. So it's doing something in reflection of something good happening to you. So we'll go more into that. The second topic that we're going to talk about is body image.
Mm-hmm.
So
Phoebe will probably want to speak a lot on this.
Yeah, she'll be quite emotional about it, won't she?
Yeah, but we'll get into
that. So we're going to talk a bit about body image and things surrounding that. We want to sort of steer away from lockdown related.
Yeah, because I feel like it's very yes, it's current, which is what we tend to speak about, current topics, but it's very saturating and it's a bit exhausting right now, isn't it?
Yeah, and we don't want people watching it going
talking about lockdown again. I mean, it is I mean, I know it's not a lockdown; it's just rebranded.
Yeah,
into
yeah,
tier, isn't it?
yeah,
Technically
yeah.
still a
It's a
lockdown.
rebrand. I like that. But in a positive way, at least with a substantial meal, we can meet up with.
It is, and and the thing is, like, it's nearly Christmas, so
Yeah,
let's be happy. It's
it
Christmas.
feels like we come out of this lockdown and it's Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's just crept up on us a bit, doesn't it?
It does. It does feel a bit weird, doesn't it?
You
I
started
mean,
Christmas shopping?
No, I haven't done any. Have you done it?
Your present has arrived.
Has it?
Yeah.
Get in,
I know.
Amazon voucher again. You better not go.
Yes, so hopefully
Everyone's
you've all
telling me
got
it's an
something
Amazon voucher.
planned. You've got something planned for, now we're down meeting up with
And
having a bite to eat.
And if you need any tips on presents and stuff, we're pretty good at stuff like that.
I'm not.
No,
I am.
I think you're actually pretty good.
Yeah, I do all right.
Because you do think about it and you remember stuff. You're very good.
You got a good leaving present from your last job recently, didn't
I
you?
did.
Yeah.
I did.
What was it?
I did. No, I got some running shoes
Yeah, and some Peroni.
and some Peroni. Yeah,
that we've been subsequently drinking, right?
Yes.
So that's good.
we have. That's all I got. Good. I didn't get anything.
So yeah. So yes, we're out of lockdown. I know I'm planning to meet the guys from Yorkie Dads, which is amazing.
Tomorrow night.
Yes, our yearly AGM. So we're gonna have something to eat.
You're discussing like budgets and stuff like
yeah,
that.
budgets, funding.
Where is this sort of like quite a big meeting and
the
corporate
AGM?
meeting?
Yeah,
it's quite serious.
It's
wasn't it?
behind closed doors
Yeah, I thought it would
at
be.
Judge's Lodgings.
Right. Obviously, being like water and stuff because you want to say quite so much.
Yeah. But no, so that'll be great. It'll be great to see the guys again. So if you got something planned, meeting up with friends or family and having a bite to eat, then enjoy it because it's been a tough old 4 weeks again, hasn't it?
It has, but
And we talk about lockdown.
yeah, right.
So
First subjects: random acts of kindness. You go first.
well, I'll be going last as well.
Yeah, you will, because I mean,
Okay, so
how
it was.
many have you had?
Huh?
Just because I'm thinking about time frame, how many actually have you done?
I thought you were on about beers now. I was
No,
gonna say I'm
no,
sober
no.
today.
I
A
don't
few.
think- Okay.
A few,
Maybe
but
main ones.
it doesn't have to be standout acts of kindness. It can be the smallest little thing. Holding a door open for someone nowadays.
Yeah,
Everyone's
true.
so like in their own bubble
Yeah.
that doing something like that, someone
Yeah.
thinks that was nice.
I've
wasn't
got
it?"
one actually, but you go. No, I've
No,
got one.
no, while it's there.
No, I'm going to wait.
There's no need to raise your voice, is there?
Sorry.
So
Phoebe brings it out.
the viewer,
Father.
the viewer that got in contact with us about this topic explained that he was out for a meal with his wife and his children, and the children were sort of playing and real nice family outing. And there was a couple that kept looking over and smiling at him, and obviously really admired the sort of togetherness of the family unit. And when they went to pay the bill, the couple had already paid for their food, which is amazing
That is
because
really
stuff
good.
like that doesn't happen.
That never happens.
And it wasn't like you see some people, some influencers that go around and they'll give a coffee to a homeless person, but they'll conveniently video it
Yes.
and upload
yeah.
it, and
Yeah,
that's
I
not.
can't-
It's not very.
No, I can't be
authentic.
dealing with stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just can't be dealing. And actually, it's funny you mentioned that. Have you seen that story about Keanu Reeves?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's a massive thing.
Yeah.
What he did, he doesn't post anything
his
on
crew.
anything on Instagram or Facebook, and what he gives away to charity.
Incredible.
And he was just walking down the street talking to a homeless guy,
Yeah,
wasn't he?
yeah.
And he bought him loads of stuff. And
We're
you know
walking
what?
around for like an hour, weren't they?
Just talking. And
Yeah.
you just don't get people like that anymore, do you?
No, stuff like that doesn't happen. And so what this viewer did, obviously, this couple didn't leave any contact details, just did it out of the goodness of their heart. And so him and his wife decided to pay forward. So that is, if something good has happened to them, so make sure that they do something good for someone else. So the money that they saved in not paying for that meal, they bought this huge food bag and a gallon of water and gave it to a homeless guy that he always sees outside his gym. Amazing. And if everybody did that, then someone would be the recipient of something kind, wouldn't they? Like it should be human nature. It sadly isn't.
No, it isn't. It isn't.
So that's an amazing thing. So I mean, you can pluck out a couple of examples if you want. So just before the first lockdown, there was there's an old people's home near where I live, that in a previous job I used to sort of go and visit. So that's how I knew they were there. And I just thought, elderly people, underlying health issues, very nervous. It was very alien at the start of the first lockdown. So I just got a bag full of like what I perceive elderly people to really like. Like cakes, angel slices, sweets, chocolate, just a bag full of it. And I just dropped them off. I just literally dropped them off and left them. And it feels so good to do stuff like that. Like it's almost like, it almost becomes selfish because it's such a good feeling.
It is.
But you're doing something good.
Yeah,
it's
it is.
isn't it?
And I feel good now because I've thought about mine and I feel good for it. But man, that's amazing that you did that. And did they like get in contact with you or?
Yeah. So when I dropped them off,
Instagrammed you.
slid in. There was there isn't like a communal space, or there wasn't one that was open at that point because of the virus. So I pulled up on the street. And I was hoping there would be somewhere like a warden call with a phone number on. I could say, look, can I give these to you? But one of the residents came, or she was on her way out for a bit of a walk, and as she shuffles out, I sort of grabbed her, not physically, but I grabbed her and I said
that.
Can I? And I said, look, I know you're probably not meeting up with people, but if I give you this, do you reckon you could distribute? And she said, that's it's amazing. And she started asking a bit about me, and I was talking about George. And then and she said, can I have your number so if people want to thank you? That old chestnut. Yeah. So that if people want to thank you, they can. And I got a couple of phone calls, 2 phone calls, one from her herself, who later on that day rung me and said, I've distributed them and everyone's so grateful and thank you so much. And then I had another phone call from another one of the residents who, it was 30 seconds and she literally, I just want to say thank you, and that's very kind, and that was it, and that's so satisfying.
Yeah, it is. Mate, that's amazing.
But it's not, what was it, a tenner to me, a tenner and 10 minutes of my time.
And you got a number. And you know what the amazing thing is? You're still seeing her now. And that's so great. That's so great. That you're like spending Christmas together. She's going to be with her. It's going to be lovely that. I think George will be there, won't he? But it'd be nice that.
I think what you meant to say was you do all these nice things and yet you're still single. How does that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I do wonder that. Keep getting ghosted. So random acts of kindness and paying them forward. If you are the recipient of a random act of kindness, you're right. a random act of kindness, then pay it forward. So if someone just they ordered pizza and 3 pizzas came and they'd ordered 2, and they knocked on the door and said, "Hey, neighbour, there's one. Like I had too many." Like I would make sure that I would go out of my way to do something for someone else.
Yeah.
Last week, so we were setting up in store where I work. We weren't open, and I'd said to my team, I'm gonna go get bacon sarnies and brews for us. So off I went round to Coupland's, name drop, Coupland's.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be big on you now. Really.
Actually, I'm sure I've mentioned them before. But anyway,
I think you did mention Coupland's before.
Yeah. As I she said I'm single. So she as I was walking to Coupland's, there was a homeless guy sat in the doorway, and I sort of looked at him and, "Morning, mate, you all right?" And that was it. And then I walked another 5 meters, and I was like, I just felt so much guilt that I was going to just go buy this bacon sandwich for the Tim Brews, and I was going to walk back past him with him. And I stopped, and I was like, I couldn't do it. So I stopped, I turned around and walked back to him, and I was like, "Mate, tea or coffee?" And he was like, "Oh, coffee." And I said, "Do you want milk or sugar?" He was like, "Oh, as much sugar as you can get." I laughed, and I was like, "No worries." So I went and got him coffee with all the milk and sugar in the world, and a bag of 5 sausage rolls, and I just left him with him, and I said, "There you go, mate." And he was actually
have one of them like gluten problems. He'll blow up.
Can you imagine? And
Pastry's a bitch.
I've seen him a couple of times since, and he says hello, and he's very polite, and he was very grateful. But that was more because I felt guilty that I was going to walk back past him.
Yeah.
But with hindsight, it's a nice thing to do anyway. So,
it is, mate. It is.
So yeah, so I felt
Nice.
pretty good about that.
Good, and so you should.
Mm.
Well, I have got one, to be fair. And you know what? I might have two here.
Oh, come on then.
So one actually only came to me. I can't remember what you said now, but anyway, I was with my dad in Cafe Nero, and there was this old lady in front. I say old, she probably wasn't that old, and she didn't have any money on her to pay for coffees.
No.
So I just paid for them for her.
Oh, Michael.
And she didn't realise what I was doing. Bless her, I don't think she could hear me. I said, oh no, I'll get them. And I just you just put your phone on, don't you? And then she didn't realise. I said, no, I've paid for them. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. And it was just like that feeling just felt so good, bless her. And she was so happy, bless her. And then she went to go to her car to find me change. Oh no. Obviously I took it.
Chop up money.
I know, yeah. There you go, dear. Thank you. But you know, that felt really good, bless her. It was only like £4 or something, but
Mate.
it's just that nice.
She'll remember that as well.
She will.
She'll be like, there's this nice young camp lad that...
Amazing
Sorry.
scheme.
Yeah, great scheme.
And the other time was actually, I've mentioned a few times, my neighbour. She was struggling to open a bottle of Prosecco. Something funny, Matty.
She drinks.
No.
Sorry, I mean,
There's a few
get
people
tickled.
watching this will know that I can't mention her name because we don't know. She drinks.
Yeah.
And you know, bless her, she was struggling to open up her 2 bottles of Prosecco actually, because earlier on in the night she asked me to open it with a screwdriver because she didn't have a bottle opener.
Screwdriver.
A screwdriver, she didn't have a cork opener thing. I'm not trying to think what you call it. Just anyway.
Cork opener.
That's the one, a cork opener. I still don't have one of them. And then 2 hours later, she then knocked on the door again, and I did it again. So really, that's 3 acts of kindness. I just nailed that.
Oh, you're supporting addiction, is what you're doing.
She's happy.
Yeah, she is.
Lassie, she's happy.
Yeah, well played. See, so when I mentioned it earlier, you were like, oh, man,
I
I don't do nice things. You do.
I know, it's just because I thought about it when you said it, when you mentioned it earlier.
And sometimes you'll do something nice and thoughtful and kind, and someone won't maybe demonstrate they appreciate it, or maybe they won't appreciate it. You know, like these things will happen. Aldi last week, I'm dropping Aldi in. I had done my shopping, pounding a trolley job, and put the stuff in the car. Went to put the trolley back, and I could see this woman, and she was fishing around in a bag and looking for a pound. I could see her go like that, and then she was looking at the trolleys, and I said to her, "Oh yeah, love, you can have this one." And she looked at me, didn't say a word, and pushed the trolley off. And I said, "Oh, you can keep the pound. You can keep the pound." And off she went, and that was it. And she didn't look back, no nothing. Now she could be like socially awkward.
We'll go with that.
She could have been, or she could have felt uncomfortable because people don't do stuff like that. It could have been anything. Or she could just have been very rude.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. But I wasn't disheartened by it. I almost laughed about it. Because I was like, do you know what?
It is what
it's a pound.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's no biggie, is it?
And I'm sure she thought about it afterwards and thought, actually, that was a nice thing to do.
Actually, it's not. I mean, it still falls into category. Maybe random act of kindness, an act of kindness, raising money for charity.
True.
And we're doing this event now.
We're doing this event, yeah.
Yeah. So that it's a feel good factor for that.
Yeah.
As well.
And we're doing quite a few charity things, haven't we? But this is obviously a massive one at the moment. I was given a severe warning. So I was wait for it. So I picked George up from school and I was driving home, and I was on the. You know, a bit of gas then. Yeah.
We're not even having Corona.
No,
I can't even blame it on that. So we were so I was driving back, and I was on the phone to George's mum, and we were chatting away about George's day. And as I got to roundabout, there was this car broken out on the roundabout. If anyone is from York, the A19 Rawcliffe roundabout, it's a nightmare at the best of times. And she'd broken down inside lane of the roundabout, the worst place to break down. Someone was stood at the driver's door talking to her, so that was good. So I pulled in behind her on a bit of a fend and put the hazards on. I said, "Sam, I'm going to have to go." I've just mentioned George's mum's name. I'm sure you won't mind. And I said, "I'm going to have to go. Someone's broken out around, but I'm just going to help him out." And she said, "You better not get out of the car and leave George in the car. Great point, by the way, because I would have got out of the
That is a good
car,
point,
pushed the car
actually.
off the roundabout. My car's then isolated and George is sat in the back. It would have been a ridiculous
that is a good
decision.
point.
But I was blinded by the fact that I wanted to help this
Yeah.
woman. Sat in this Mercedes. As it happened, I pulled up and I shouted out the window to the guy at the door. I said, has she got recovery? Is she all right? Is there anything we can do? And he was like, oh yeah, it's as cars are now. It's got electric handbrake. The car breaks down, you can't even push it. So you couldn't even push it. So
yeah, that's true actually. Yeah.
So off I went. But yeah. So sometimes it doesn't even come off when you intend to do something nice.
No.
Either you realise that you're putting yourself in a vulnerable situation.
Sorry, I'm just checking on Phoebe. You just carry on.
Well, she'll be fine.
What are you doing?
Or they might not show the gratitude, but they'll be disheartened.
Still here, Steve. Still here, guys. Don't you worry.
Just
Massey'd love it by himself, wouldn't he? Carry on, Massey. She's just got a pig. Oh. Phoebe, come here.
so yeah. So that's act of kindness and paying them forward. Like when we say pay them forward, we don't expect you to like the exact value of the act of kindness that you've received to go out.
I think it's just a bit of common sense.
Yeah, just do something nice, like just something thoughtful.
Yeah.
When I was in New York a couple of years ago, I huge, I think, intersection. That's what it's called. Intersection, man.
Yeah.
And I'm about to cross the road, and this little old deer, and I actually got it on I took a GoPro and I've got it on video.
Right.
Where I was stood side of her and I'd looked at her, and she looked nervous, and I said, "Are you all right?" She didn't speak English.
Right.
But when I said, "Are you all right?" she held her hand out, so I grabbed her hand and walked across the road with her. And then as I got to the other side of the road, she sort of let go and she gave me the lovely smile.
Oh,
I mean, she didn't speak English, so she couldn't express it back to me.
Yeah.
But it was the most lovely smile that she gave me, and I felt amazing that had happened.
Oh,
and do you know what?
her.
I wouldn't have offered to hold her hand on the way across because I'm sure you'd think someone would be comfortable crossing the road, but she held her hand out and across we went, and it was lovely. It was so nice. So yeah, acts of kindness paying forward. Boom. Yep. Topic 2.
Yeah, well, we've nailed that one.
Body image.
It's quite a big one.
It is, but it's more of an issue to some than it is to others.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of people, aren't bothered, and you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be bothered by your own body shape, no matter how you look.
Yeah.
I think that's the massive thing.
Yeah.
Before we even kick off.
Yeah, definitely.
And you shouldn't be ashamed of who you are and what you look like. It doesn't matter. That's just you.
Yeah. And if you do something, if you think I'm gonna go on a diet and lose weight, if you think I don't eat enough, I'm gonna make a conscious effort of increasing my intake. If you want to get a tattoo, if you want to dye your hair, if you want to grow a moustache,
But on that, all of them things, whether you want to lose weight, whatever you want to do, make sure you're doing it for you. Make sure you are doing it for you. Make sure it's not someone that you're trying to impress or someone that you've seen that you think you want to look like. If
do
you're
it
doing
for you.
Do it for you. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because there's too many people that care about what everyone else thinks. And if you go to the gym stuff, you see, you see everyone, you're thinking, oh, I want to look like that. I want to look like that.
Not half the ones that were in the gym last night.
No, absolutely painful.
We need to come up with that handshake after every set, don't we?
Oh, God. After every set,
and get a camo string vest. Sorry.
No, yeah.
Oh, that's the negativity horn there.
It is. I'd pray if you didn't do it tonight because of Phoebe. She'll lose her shit. Sorry, she's calm now.
But yeah, great point. Do it now. It's human nature that if you are coming out of a relationship, if someone has treated you badly or bullies you at work or something, it's human nature that you use that as motivation to better yourself or to better your image as you perceive it. But
Definitely.
like Mike said, Michael Mayo, it's important to do things for yourself. So although you could have your own motivations to do it, don't do it for someone else because they don't deserve your efforts there. You know, make sure it's for
Agreed.
you.
100% agreed. Like,
100%.
for example, like Matty mentioned earlier, like dyeing your hair, do it for you. Like, let's just say you had a haircut, like, I don't know, when this hairdressers reopened, for example, I don't know, today, and you thought to yourself, right, I've had a great fresh cut, and you take yourself home and you sort of look in the cupboard and you think, oh, there's a bit of blonde hair dye there.
Where's that come from?
I wonder how that's happened to be in my cupboard. But you just put it in and you see what happens, I guess.
Put it in and see what happens. That's your motto, that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it does look alright, actually, isn't it?
Do you know what? But again, I didn't do it for anyone else because I fully know I'm going to get some stick for this. But I just do, because I wanted to do it. Now, I first dyed my hair in the first lockdown because George said to me, I want us to have the same hair colour, Daddy, and he's the boss, so I did it.
And there's another guy persuaded to dye his hair blonde, and it looks good on him. I mean, he's dyed it back now, but it looks good on him, and he knows who he is.
Is that the Sam Smith lookalike?
Yeah.
I'm way too good at goodbyes.
I don't want to die alone.
I dyed my hair, so I had a real great trim, Moe's in York.
Sure, I'll be watching this.
And I'd got some because I'm worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know what? I just did it because for the shits and gigs.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, to be fair, man, you've done a good job. It looks pretty good.
Well, you're saying that, but
no, I think it does. I mean, I need my hair going, so I need my hair cutting, so I can't really talk, can I?
Yeah.
But I am thinking about growing it. Like,
how long?
I don't know. Just going with it. Like, I'm gonna get short on the sides. I'm not growing it.
Like the only way is Essex.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want. I'm gonna get veneers.
You've
as well.
got the skin routine down, so you know.
I'm gonna get veneers.
So actually, good point. Body image. Why do you spend so many hours a day on your routine?
Well, I mean, I don't spend hours.
No, I know you don't.
I don't spend hours.
But why do you?
Well, I guess. I mean, when I was younger, I used to suffer from acne. So
There you go.
for me, when I was younger, it was very much encouraged to look after my skin.
Do you use Clearasil?
Did I? No.
I use Clearasil.
You know, I didn't because I had bad reviews about that. I used Dermalogica, which is quite expensive. Yeah, I know. I can't afford it anymore. But at the time, it worked really well, and that's what I was always encouraged to do, and I've always done it ever since.
Nice.
It makes me feel better.
Well, there you go. It just makes you feel better, and you walk out the door thinking, "I look good today."
Yeah.
You know, it's for yourself. It's important. Yeah, I think the important thing to say is that nobody thinks they are perfect. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that think
Phoebe thinks she's perfect.
Yeah,
and in her defence, she is.
I am going to move quickly on from that. Nobody thinks they're perfect. Everyone has insecurities. Here we go. I'm going to open myself up here as well to a bit of stick. I used to have a eye squint, and it was really obvious. It was really obvious. It was one of them where if you were talking to me, you'd have to pick an eye and get behind it so you knew I was definitely talking to you.
I'm just sorry, I'm looking into your eyes, obviously.
So, I had surgery. I had very uncomfortable, painful surgery to correct it because I became so conscious of it. And I thought it was affecting me socially, and it was exaggerated. It was exaggerated when I was tired. So then I was making a conscious effort of going to bed early, and I was like, "Why am I doing it?"
Messing with your head.
If I was out Tokyo's nightclub in Huddersfield, and someone was taking a photo, I would automatically turn to one side and make sure I was looking in a certain direction so that you couldn't see that eye. Whereas turning to the other side, it was really bad. I'll show you some photos later. It was really bad.
I don't know how
it was terrible. But there you go. But this is it, right? So, and then like in my last job, I was going and doing school talks, and I'd say, I'd ask a question, and this kid, the kids would have their hands up, and I'd say, yeah, and he'd still have his hand up because he'd think I was talking to someone sat behind him and stuff. So these little things happened, and I was so conscious of it that I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it, but. It was affecting my self-esteem. I didn't do it for anyone else. I did it for me.
No. That's good, mate.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you've opened up. I never knew that, actually. That's interesting.
Yeah. And, if everyone's kind enough, then I might upload a photo of me with
Please.
Like a really bad photo.
Please do
with
it.
a very exaggerated eye. And do you know what? I am so comfortable with that, with the fact that I used to have a boss eye, and now that I would joke about it. Liam at work, he tears me to shreds for it.
Really?
He tears me to shreds for it, but I absolutely, it doesn't bother me.
So he's bullying you, Matthew?
Well, I mean,
I think you've got something there from us.
well, maybe I should raise that.
I think you should.
But yeah, it's little things, and do you know what? A lot of people may have an eye squint and live quite happily with it. And do you know what? That I actually have more respect for you for that, because I wasn't strong enough to do that. I wanted to, but I still did it for me. But body imperfections can be horrendous.
They can be awful. I mean, you know, when I had acne, I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I used to like put loads of concealer on. I did. Yeah, I did.
Is that the same stuff I borrowed the other week?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. But I did, because I absolutely hated it. I hated it because it was like horrible, like red dots, and like, you know, you go out of the house and you think, all you think, like you just think people are like staring at you. You know, they're not really. You know, those people aren't really that bothered. Yeah. But in your head, that's what you think.
Yeah, I've spoken about body image recently, and so a good point that one of my mates made was that he has huge amounts of body hair. Like he has, he's on a mission. He has
more than Phoebe.
Really hairy back.
Listen to him.
And he says, like, you never see, like, so when you see these perfect images of male models and, you know, Love Island, the guys on Love Island, no one ever has a hairy back.
No.
So why does that single him out? Like, why is that a thing? Now, we have seen in recent years that marketing campaigns have become more diverse. So it was amazing, actually. I was in M&S, this was probably about a year ago now, but I was in M&S, and you know, you see like graphics of models, people modelling stuff. And there's a graphic of this teenager, and he had, you know, when they have like the skin, it almost looks like the big patches of discoloured skin.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe I should learn more about that. But basically, they had this teenager modelling it. I was like, that's amazing, and I was so happy. I was like, so happy for that teenager. I was like, yes, that's amazing, and more. We need to do more with stuff like that. I think to accept what society perceives isn't normal. Exactly. And we need to do more to do. Oh, that's a punchline, isn't it? We need to do more to accept what society perceives as not normal. Wow. I think we'll wrap up then. Thanks for.
Be happy in your own skin.
Yeah, I think that's the important bit. Be happy and be you. And
don't change for anyone.
No, exactly. And just do what makes you happy. And just like you're fucking knocking out of the park. Like, if you're watching this, you're fucking doing a cracking job. All right. Yeah. Unless you're watching from prison.
Yeah.
And then you've made some bad decisions.
Yeah, but hey, you can work on them.
Always.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything from you, Phoebes, is there? No,
well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, cheers, Phoebe. Lit up, haven't you?
How informative.
Well, at least she's not been, naughty.
No, she's not been a nuisance.
Been a good sausage.
Oh, God. So thank you. Thanks for tuning in to episode 4. Come on.
Thank you, Phoebe.
Thank you. Thank you for genuinely. Thank you for watching again. If you're watching and you are 34 minutes into episode 4, then we really, really appreciate it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you to those who have already subscribed. If you have an account on YouTube, please subscribe. If you don't have an account on YouTube, create an account and subscribe.
Yeah, give it a watch.
Yeah, and please like and subscribe and comment. So as always, please send your suggestions in for next week. There'll be episode 5.
I know, closing on Christmas. Any Christmas suggestions?
If you're watching this and you know us, please drop us a message individually if you want. If you think it'd be really good if they spoke about that, then please do, because that's what we like about it. The fact that we don't have time to discuss it beforehand, and then we'll just come on and we'll just.
Well, you literally you ring me like as you're all right. I'm on my way around. Oh, we'll get going then. And we literally just get going.
Yeah.
So and we even thought earlier. We even started discussing. We're like, no.
I stopped you in your tracks, didn't I? I was like, whoa.
I said, no, let's just go with it. So honestly, we really do appreciate everyone watching
genuinely. If you feel like it, then please do share as well. I think the more positivity that we can get out there, the better.
Definitely, especially right now. So yes.
Excellent. Enjoy your weekend.
It is, yeah. It's Friday tomorrow.
Yeah.
I know. Got a weekend off as well. Come on. Living the 9 to 5 life, aren't they now?
You really are. Well, we both are.
We are.
Thanks for tuning in. Do things for yourself and do something kind this week. And if you do something kind, message us and go, do you know what I've just done? And tell us, because that would be quite time.
Yeah, it is. Really yeah. Let us know. I would appreciate that, actually.
Did you turn the oven on before we started, by the way?
Oh, I thought Phoebe had done that. She said she was going to. Phoebe, did you turn the oven on?
It's starting, man.
All right. What?
It's 8:20.
Goujons for Tuesday.
Thanks for watching.